biggest change for third grade math, from my understanding, is fractions. And not only knowing fractions, but knowing what they are and how they're parts of numbers. So if you look at this, drag each fraction to match each location on the number line. One, I have a lot more fractions than I have actual spots. And so I got 1, I got 0, and I got a half in the middle. I need 1/4 and then 3/4, right? And notice that I'm actually physically manipulating it too. Thank God for smart boards. You're dragging. Let's see, hopefully I got this right. Good, I passed third grade, even under the comma. But then notice.
I think we're going to have problems with parents understanding this
Yeah.
and accepting this.
Oh yes. My recommendation, and it's not in this presentation, is principals. I know they're super busy, but principals and teachers have got to show this stuff to parents. Because there's no way, if you keep shifting everything down, what's really going to get it is kindergarten. The assumption, kind of one of this backbone assumptions of the Common Core, is to promote or have universal pre-K. Because you really start to need something. And that's not just socialization, but also academic. You look at the initiative they tried to put forth in Louisiana that ultimately ran out of time in the legislature. They wanted to put grades for daycare centers. I know where to send my kids for daycare because I talk to teachers. The teachers always send their kids to the best school. Have you noticed that? Right? They do. And they know where to send them. Now, if you're just a regular parent, you may not know where to send your kids. You might send them to one daycare where it's all just socialization. You might send them to another daycare where they're actually reading to them, teaching them some basics about reading and writing or identifying things or writing their names, like they're going to do in kindergarten. If you look at this is actually multiple parts to really see if you understand fractions. Drag the tiles to build fractions that make the statement true, and even, get this, more than one correct answer. So kids are at a total loss for this, right? They're just going to have to experiment and play with this like it's some sort of computer game.
Is it timed?
Oh, yes, yeah. So PARCC will be timed now. They haven't worked out the timing for special populations yet. That's still a work in progress. But I see this. I need to somehow put that one number is greater than the other. Okay? So I need whatever's on the left has to be greater than whatever's on the right. I guess I could use 6 out of 6 is 1, and then if I use, like 2 out of 6, I should be right. So that helps them understand whole numbers, etc. But we're not done yet. Because now you've still got to make the statement true. On the other side, notice what they did is they flipped the greater than or less than sign. You ever had a psychological test where they ask you the same exact question in multiple ways to see if you're really being honest?
We got one last week.
Oh gosh. That's what they're trying to do with this. And then fun, balancing out the sections. And let's skip on over to the scoring. So this question is scored at multiple points. Either you get it right or you don't. And then some of them, D, actually has more than 1 point you can get. So you might get a 1 for answering it correctly. You might get a 2 for actually explaining and justifying yourself correctly as well. Or partial credit. Student shows some understanding of how the fractions are equivalent, but lacks clarity and explanation. So this question, with multiple parts, they could get a total of 8 points.